Good morning. I'm going to read a little longer passage to you today, but I have to read the whole thing to get the story in. Um, so that really spoke to me. This is from Jeremiah chapter 36, and it's verses 1 through 2, and then verses 21 through 25. It says, during the fourth year that Jehoiakim, son of Josiah, was king in Judah, the Lord gave this message to Jeremiah. Get a scroll and write down all my messages against Israel, Judah, and the other nations. Begin with the first message back in the days of Josiah and write down every message right up until the present time. And then in verse 21, it says, then the king, Jehoiakim, sent Jehudi to get the scroll. And Jehudi brought it from Elishama's room and read it to the king as all his officials stood by. It was late autumn, and the king was in a winterized part of the palace, sitting in front of a fire to keep him warm. Each time Jehudi finished reading 3 or 4 columns, the king took a knife, cut off that section of the scroll. He then threw it into the fire, section by section, until the whole scroll was burned up. Neither the king nor his attendants showed any signs of fear or repentance at what they had heard. Even when Elnathan, Delaiah, and Gemariah begged the king not to burn the scroll, he wouldn't listen. Now, I have lots of Bibles that I've gathered over the years. Most are in my office at church, but I have 1 or 2 around the house, and I have one that I keep in the car all the time. I have the Bible that Ann gave me 33 years ago. That's the one that stays with me in the car. I also have the Bible I received at my ordination service. That's in my office when I was ordained, almost 33 years ago, 32 years ago. I have others that I have accumulated just because I wanted a copy of that particular translation. Well, now that all of that is available online or on an app, I don't really need all those Bibles and all those different translations. But I can't really seem to get rid of any of them. I mean, I can't throw them away. That thought disturbs me. If I donate them, it's essentially the same thing as throwing them away, since some of them are in kind of rough condition. So when I read this passage about Jehoiakim burning the Bible, I mean, that's what he was doing. The scroll that contained the prophecies of Jeremiah, that contained the word of God that was spoken through Jeremiah. When I read about him cutting sections of the Bible apart and throwing them into the fire, I cringe. How can he take the word of God, cut it up, and toss it into the fire? I can't comprehend this blatant disregard for the Bible, for Scripture. I don't get it. And it unsettles me. But then the Lord caused me to think in a little different direction this morning. How is burning the Bible any different than ignoring the Bible? Both show a blatant disregard for Scripture. If we're going to ignore the Bible, ignore what God has to say, knowing that it says this, and then just put it back on the shelf and not do anything about it. If we're going to ignore what God has to say, we're no better than Jehoiakim, who tossed the Bible into the fire. Something to think about. Pray with me. Lord, I pray that you would help me to treat your word with the respect that it deserves. Which, yes, may mean that I take care of the Bible or Bibles that I have, but it means more than that. It means that not only am I taking care of the book that is written down, I am taking care of the word that you have shared by allowing it to sink deep into my heart, by acting on your word, by following your commands in Scripture, by being faithful to you. So, Lord, today I pray that you would help me, help us to not only hear your word, but to obey. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, friends. Hope you have a good day. See you again tomorrow.